I look at the computer say, Floyd said, Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say that nigga.
Lil Meech didn't just turn his back on 50 Cent. He allegedly ran off with $10 million and joined forces with 50's biggest rival to make it happen. After years of support, mentorship, and even covering his rehab expenses, 50 was left blindsided by what many are calling the ultimate betrayal. Now, with Rick Ross stepping into the frame and private messages being leaked, 50 Cent is facing the fallout the hard way. But before all the backstabbing, there was opportunity. And it was 50 who opened the door. When 50 Cent handpicked Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr. to portray his own father, the legendary Big Meech, in the Starz hit series BMF. It wasn't just casting, it was a life-altering move. Lil Meech wasn't an actor back then. He was trying to make it as a rapper, struggling to find his lane. Hollywood wasn't calling. But 50 saw untapped potential and made a major investment. He sent Lil Meech to acting school for 2 straight years, paying every dime out of his own pocket.
His jewelry is priceless and timeless. Like, it's just a different type of craftsmanship that he does. Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. The lock say Eliante on it, you know, say his name, his signature. They got the 3 big boogers on each side. So ain't no regular Cuban, you know. You might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3, just for the pendant.
And personally helped mold him into a star fit for prime time. But that was only the beginning. Behind the scenes, 50 Cent also started funneling serious money to the Flannery family. According to 50, he helped them cleanly secure over $5 million in legal income, money that could rebuild their future on solid ground. This wasn't just a TV role. 50 had long-term plans in motion, spin-offs, films, multiple seasons. If everything landed, the BMF brand had the potential to generate $30 to $50 million in legitimate revenue. For a family whose legacy was built in the streets, this was the golden ticket to make it all official and turn past pain into real power. While Big Meech sat behind bars, he watched as his son skyrocketed to fame, his name back in the headlines, but this time shining on prime time. And the person who made it all happen, not a lawyer, not a longtime friend, not a street legend, it was a businessman, 50 Cent. He revived the BMF brand, turned it into a television powerhouse, and set up the next generation to eat from legitimate success. But that's only part of the story. 50 didn't just keep the brand moving, he did it with humility.
50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
For years, he stayed quiet about the money he invested, the opportunities he created, and the doors he opened. He didn't boast, didn't demand flowers until now, because everything shifted. And now people are asking, why is 50 so pressed over the money? The biggest theory, he wasn't just helping. He was betting on this, betting big. He wasn't chasing a check. He was building an empire. And when that empire started crumbling from betrayal, the silence turned into frustration. Even Rick Ross chimed in, claiming 50's feeling the loss heavy. But Ross didn't just comment, he aimed low. He took shots that were personal, hit 50 where it hurts. The turning point, Big Meech's release from prison in October. After years inside, the man who built one of the most powerful drug empires in American history was finally free. But with that freedom came a new wave of loyalty shifts, power plays, and betrayal that shook everything 50 had been working toward. Everyone expected a big reunion between 50 Cent and Big Meech. Maybe a press run, photo ops, or even a co-produced BMF documentary featuring the real man behind the legend.
What up, though? Boston, Boston. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, you're a business owner, entrepreneur, wherever you got, trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
It seemed like the next logical step. But what happened instead? It shocked the entire industry, including 50 himself. Meech didn't make his first public move with 50 Cent. He stepped out with Rick Ross, the same Rick Ross who has been 50's sworn enemy for more than a decade. And this wasn't some accidental link-up or a quick handshake at an industry event. They were side by side, hosting events, attending car shows, and even doing a full-blown welcome home concert. Meech was on Instagram posing with Ross like they were longtime brothers. No shout out to 50, no public gratitude, no thank you post, nothing. Just silence. And that silence felt loud. It wasn't just betrayal, it was a calculated move, a blatant sign of disrespect. At first, 50 didn't say much, but if you followed him long enough, you know, when he goes quiet, it's not peace, it's preparation. He's loading up, not backing down. And now everyone's asking, where did the money go? Because according to 50, it's not sitting in the family's accounts. He says he helped them lock in over $5 million in clean legal revenue from the show. Legit money, real opportunity. He even posted questioning, why old boy ain't look out for me? I sent him to acting school. Then he called it out directly.
I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind.
Big Screech, all your people that was out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and fed him up. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault, it's all gone. You want to shine so bad, you out here wearing the baby's jewelry. B, give the baby back his jewelry. And yet somehow, despite all that, Big Meech was reportedly broke. The money vanished and the betrayal was now out in the open. Lil Meech's financial situation hit headlines again, and not in a good way. Word spread fast that he was so strapped for cash he started selling promotional videos online for just $500 a piece. That's right. The same Lil Meech who once fronted the BMF series is now doing shoutouts for hire. And of course, 50 Cent couldn't let that slide. He immediately jumped on Instagram and posted, Big Screech got Meech doing promos. $500 a pop. Get you one while it lasts. That post alone had the internet buzzing, but 50 wasn't finished. Not even close. Just when people thought the trolling had hit its peak, 50 hit post on a fake GoFundMe campaign. That's right, a GoFundMe allegedly set up for none other than Big Meech. Let's be honest, there's a strong chance 50 made it himself just to keep the chaos going, because that's exactly how he plays. Still, whether he made it or not, didn't matter. 50 posted the link, and the internet lost it. The GoFundMe description claimed Meech needed help covering bills, including a $30,000 a month Airbnb. 50 couldn't resist and added his own caption, help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb. That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to quality control. And even after that, 50 circled back one more time, this time dragging 42 Dugg into the mix. He posted that Dugg had allegedly given Big Meech $100,000 and wrote, your daddy, my ninja. You made a mistake giving Screech 100 bands. That could have gone to your team. You've been hard-headed. Naturally, 42 Dugg didn't stay quiet. He clapped back on Instagram, making it clear the disrespect wouldn't slide without a response. The drama kept escalating and the receipts kept dropping.
But look, 50. Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long?
42 Dugg stood 10 toes down for Big Meech in Detroit, making it crystal clear. Can't no ninja convince me to go against Detroit. Show me Big Bra, a rat, or shut the F up talking to me. That kind of loyalty hit heavy. But it also raised a serious question. How does someone who once ran a multi-million-dollar empire and now has a hit TV show based on his life end up needing help to pay rent? Tony Yayo may have answered that in a recent interview. He said that after Big Meech came home, he was actually reaching out to Lil Baby asking for financial help. Yayo even claimed that Meech was venting about how his own son wasn't supporting him financially. And that brings us to Lil Meech, because his moves lately haven't exactly helped the situation. According to Yayo, Lil Meech is blowing through money like it's nothing. Reports claim he dropped $100,000 on Chrome Hearts jeans and nearly $500,000 on a custom BMF chain. That's while his father is allegedly struggling to cover housing costs. He's rocking designer denim, flexing with Richard Mille watches, and still had the nerve to get salty when 50 Cent unfollowed him. The energy? Loud. But the logic? Questionable. Yayo summed it up perfectly. It's giving broke with money. And the rumors didn't stop there. Insiders said 50 wasn't even mad that they spent money. He was mad about how they spent it. No plan, no structure, no stacking for what's next. Just reckless flexing with no strategy in sight. A golden opportunity turned into short-term stunting. And now the cracks are showing. Just when it looked like 50 Cent might have moved on from the Lil Meech situation, he hit what some are calling the final boss level of petty. Word on the street, 50 allegedly bought the halfway house that Meech is legally required to stay in. Let that sink in, and that means Big Meech, the same man who once ran a billion-dollar empire and had everybody from rappers to politicians respecting his name, is now reportedly paying rent to 50 Cent. And in true 50 fashion, he didn't keep it low-key. In an interview, he flashed a grin and simply said, "Business is business."
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
Then he added the jab. "I put that ninja on toilet duty cleaning up felonish all day." Just like that, the story went viral. Technically, Meech might be out of prison, but if this is true, freedom comes with a twist, and fans online were loving it. One commenter wrote, 50 is a real savage and has always stood on business. Nothing but respect. This is the greatest burn I've ever heard. 50 makes my whole month. But not everyone was buying into it. Some folks think it's pure trolling. One person posted, "This story is straight cap. Ain't no way. Meech might not even be in a halfway house." But then again, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. The man lives for trolling, and he's got the resources and the grudge to pull off wild moves just to make a point. Even if it's petty, people believe it because, well, it's on brand. Meanwhile, Lil Meech made his stance clear. He took to Instagram and said, "Before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death before dishonor." And that last line, that was the message. Lil Meech is done being neutral. The middle ground is gone. His loyalty is locked in, and the drama is far from over. Lil Meech made it clear. He was riding for his father, Big Meech, until the end. But what really had people talking was how the BMF name started being used in ways that didn't sit right, especially with Rick Ross now stepping into the spotlight. The same Rick Ross who had never lifted a finger to keep the BMF legacy alive. That's when things went from uncomfortable to straight up personal, because when your sworn enemy suddenly becomes your new best friend, it's no longer business, it's war. And Ross wasted zero time making his move. As soon as Big Meech got released, Ross swooped in like a vulture, quick to organize a flashy welcome home concert. He got Meech to co-sign the event and rolled out full promo like it was some legendary homecoming. But let's keep it real. This wasn't about music. This was about seizing an opportunity. Ross offered a quick bag and used Meech's name to boost his own brand. It wasn't about legacy, it was about leverage. And 50, he saw straight through the game plan. Then things got worse, because there's another person 50 Cent doesn't rock with, Floyd Mayweather. You probably remember the long-standing tension between them. So when Lil Meech popped up at Lucky Strike Miami side by side with Mayweather and Ross,
thinking the dude gonna do right by him and give him a bag and help him out and stuff like that, and he ended up being in the same spot and probably worse right now. Because just say this, man, just say if he would have held his head with 50 now, right? I don't know if 50 would have fucked with him, but 50 would have been like, yo, Tammy, leave that alone, ma. Don't put that on that dude. You know what I'm saying? And 50 wouldn't have been behind it. The only reason this shit grew the way it grew against Meech is because 50 was...
That was a straight shot to 50's pride, but it didn't stop there. Meech wasn't just hanging out. He came with exclusive merch from his Red Letters X Once collab and handed Mayweather some custom pieces as a gift. To add fuel to the fire, Big Meech himself made a surprise cameo over the phone, laughing and chatting with Ross and Floyd like it was all love. Then Floyd took Lil Meech car shopping. After that, jewelry stores, and just to top off the energy, they hit the arcade together. To outsiders, it looked like family vibes, but to 50, it was betrayal, broadcast in 4K. Eventually, the whole crew ended up courtside at a Lakers game, living it up in Los Angeles. And for 50 Cent, that was the final straw. Loyalty has always been one of his non-negotiables, and seeing Lil Meech chilling courtside with not one, but two of 50's biggest longtime enemies, Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, set everything off. 50 didn't waste time. He jumped on social media and dropped a clip of Meech hanging out with Ross. In the caption, 50 joked, "You tell your pops I'm a lookout. What's the address? I'm gonna send some wings over there." The post didn't stay up long. In true 50 fashion, he deleted it soon after, but not before fans grabbed screenshots and spread it everywhere. And this one hit different, because for 50, it wasn't just about business. He genuinely felt like he invested in Lil Meech's life. Not just his career, his life. In one post, 50 even claimed that Lil Meech was spiraling behind the scenes. "I thought about it," he wrote. "I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship." 50 continued, saying he was trying to get Meech back on track. "I'm telling Mimi I don't want him doing that," he said, referring to behavior on set. "He's telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Mimi, chill, stop spending all your money." He's telling him how much money he blew. 50 then dropped a bomb, claiming he had to send Mimi to rehab. And things didn't stop there. He alleged that Lil Meech was showing up to set in bad shape. Russell Hornsby peeped he was high, 50 said. He started throwing up at a weapons test. Then came the wildest claim. "Ian told me the little ninjas had whippets in his truck." 50 added, "I said, what the fun is whippets? I look it up. It's that stuff in baby guns." To drive his point home even harder, 50 reposted a video clip of Gene Deal co-signing everything, backing 50's claims about Lil Meech's behavior on set. It wasn't just petty anymore. It had turned into a full-on expose. 50 Cent claimed he had sent Lil Meech to rehab, quietly, behind the scenes, without telling the media or drawing any attention. He paid for everything himself. No interviews, no headlines, just real help out of loyalty. But once that loyalty disappeared, so did the silence. 50 was done protecting anyone. The moment 50 realized he'd been played, not just by Lil Meech, but by the entire Flannery circle, he went off. He returned to Instagram, ready to throw another jab, and this time, he brought receipts and a name from deep in the archives, Tammy Cowens. For those who don't know, Tammy Cowens was once Big Meech's business partner, someone closely tied to the BMF brand. 50 posted a photo of her, followed by a screenshot of a text conversation between them. In the exchange, 50 directly asked Tammy, "Did Meech know you were allegedly cooperating with the feds while he was still locked up?" Her answer, a blunt yep, and 50's caption pulled no punches. Tammy Cowens. The truth and nothing but the truth. Coming soon. Book. To make sure the message was received, 50 attached those screenshots to a carousel of BMF promo stills, but with a twist. Every photo that originally featured Lil Meech had his face scribbled out. Literally, the lead actor from his own show blurred out like he never existed. The level of petty, classic 50, scorned, strategic, and cold. But he wasn't done. In another round of now deleted Instagram posts, 50 dropped alleged text messages from Lil Meech himself. In them, Meech Jr. pleaded for understanding. "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram," he wrote. "Now you mad at me? I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You acting like I'm your enemy. The messages continued, I've only ever shown love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own ass shot, but I never switched up on you. But to 50, that love didn't mean much once the betrayal hit. The screenshots said it all. Trust was broken, and the fallout had only just begun. And then came the moment that really flipped everything. Lil Meech tossed his father into the fire too, saying, Ross gave my dad some bread so he can pay his bills until our next season starts. That line right there sent shockwaves through the internet. Meech was clearly frustrated, posting, this internet is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. But for 50 Cent, it was already too late. He fired back instantly. What next season? That short response hit hard. Fans took it as a major hint. BMF might be over. And if that's true, it's not just the show on the chopping block. It might be Lil Meech's career too, because you can't build with someone you don't trust. And now trust was completely gone. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Big Meech made it crystal clear where he stands, and it's not with 50. That's when a whole new theory started floating around. What if this wasn't just about betrayal? What if Big Meech was sabotaging his own son? At first it seemed like typical industry chaos. Maybe 50 was just being extra petty. Maybe Ross was being sneaky. Maybe Big Meech just wanted his post-prison bag. But when you zoom out, this might not be about music, money, or even brand beef. This is starting to look like a hidden father-son conflict, disguised as a label war. Fans are now saying Big Meech may have acted out of jealousy, that unspoken parent resentment where your child's success feels like your own failure. And instead of embracing it, you try to reclaim the spotlight, even if it means tearing it all down. Instead of celebrating the son who kept his name alive, Meech may have tried to outshine him. In the process, he may have burned every bridge his son still needed to walk across. That's the real tragedy here. What could have been a redemption arc, a father and son power move, now looks like the collapse of a dynasty. With 50 stepping away, BMF is hanging by a thread. Starz hasn't confirmed another season. 50's already said it might be the end. And Rick Ross, legally, he can't touch any BMF film projects. 50 owns the rights. So the damage might already be done. But here's the real question. Did Lil Meech truly snake 50 for $10 million? Or has Big Meech been orchestrating this all along, pulling strings from behind the scenes? Was it all betrayal masked as loyalty? Or did 50 simply bet on the wrong one? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're here for more raw, unfiltered breakdowns like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the next video. This story, it's far from over.